Hey everybody, Dr. Dave here from Shores Wellness Solutions, the Natural Health and Wellness Center. And listen, we know a lot of stuff has been going on and we'll get a little sidetracked of some other things, but you know what? Life will go on. We're going to get through this and work on it together. And so we are here to help you through this process many different ways. Health-wise, that's our specialty. Myself, Amy, and the other ladies that are here working. Those of you that are in New Jersey, make sure you put a shout out to Angela because she has been working so hard this past week at helping make sure everybody gets the supplements that they need. And so really great shout out to her. But today we're going to be talking about eczema. Why eczema? Well, as we go through this coronavirus crisis, stress has increased. And when we're increased in stress, we do some crazy things. Like what? You might ask. Well, we might eat things that we shouldn't eat. It's going to happen from time to time. Those of you that wished me birthday wishes yesterday, thank you. That's not what this is about. But I just want to let you know the human side of me. So I had carrots last night for dessert. No, not carrots. I had carrot cake. I love carrot cake on my birthday. Why? Once a year, it's a great treat for me. And so in eating that, yes, I ate things that I shouldn't have eaten, like carrot cake. And so I know the effects that's going to have on my body. All right. So for me, the effects are going to last me about 3 days. I like to plan that so I know it'll happen. Nothing crazy. I won't be shutting doors or anything. Maybe the government will shut us the doors this time, right? But anyway, know that these things are going to happen in the course of our life. We're not going to be perfect all the time. And when we talk about eczema, that's one of the things we want to talk about, things that we eat, because we're not going to be perfect all the time. But if we can understand this condition, right, and the higher the stress, maybe the more pronounced your case or the case that somebody has will be, just because it's more just because of all the stress. And when stress level is higher, we tend to see more symptomatology in the human body of what it is that our weaknesses is. And our weakness isn't a genetic factor, a genetic defect. No. It's epigenetic. Epigenetic means it's the effect of the environment on our genes. And maybe our epigenetic effect could be that we have been deficient in certain nutrients for a long time, vitamin complexes. I explained the difference of a complex of, having a steering wheel and showing everybody your brand new car versus having the full car, right? That's a vitamin. What you buy in the stores and online mostly is that steering wheel, a fragment, as opposed to the whole car, the whole supplement, all the complexes together. We need minerals that have been unadulterated and minerals that can be absorbed by the body, not minerals that have been combined chemically with other minerals and other chemicals, minerals in their pure source. We need enzymes that are still active and in the original. We need fats and proteins in their original form. That's food. And if something contains all 5 of those, we're getting food that's going to feed our bodies. And so when we look at people with eczema, okay, what's happened? They're undergoing stress. It could be physical, mental, chemical stress, right? And that stress is depleting their bodies, and then they're getting this eczema, right? Things coming out through the skin as the body's trying to detoxify itself. That's what's happening here. The skin can no longer hold perfect and good form, and it makes your body more susceptible. It's a sign and symptom that something is not right with your body, and it's an epigenetic effect. It's effect of either a chemical, a physical, or mental effect that's going on that's depleting your body of nutrients. So why are we doing these videos with different things going on? We talked about some immune support the other day, about 2 days ago, for the coronavirus. We're talking about eczema support today. Why? Because we're here to help. We genuinely want to help you get through this crisis with the best way we know how. And that's why. So let's get on with this eczema, right? So fast check. Let's see if I can back this up. There we go. So a fast check with eczema. We're looking at redness on the skin. We're looking at something that's continuing. It could be blistered, it could be flaky. There's many different ways that this shows up. So let's go through this and see. Eczema 101. This is more of a severe case. We see it on the back of hands, across the knuckles, right? You'll see that a lot. You'll see the redness, it'll be irritated, you'll see the flaky. We see commercials about this on TV, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Elbows, right? Real common spot. Why? Where the skin flexes and moves. Same thing with knees. We'll see it there. And a lot more times behind the knee you'll see this with eczema. You'll see people with eczema all over, particularly as we get into the warmer weather at the beaches. You'll see people at the gyms maybe with some eczema showing, and they tend to be more covered up. And you don't have to be. Okay, it could be a contact dermatitis. Skin could be fine, but when you come into contact with something, you get sort of an allergic-like or sensitivity reaction, whether it's a chemical, whether it's a surface, whether it's a food, you know, and just the touch can bring it out. And we see a lot of stuff through the hands. We'll see that across the knuckles a lot. We see it a lot more in the winter time when we tend to dry out because we don't eat enough fats. You know, how do your hands look between the fingers? And you see we're talking a lot about the hands. As cases get worsened, we'll see it in different areas. You can get a neurodermatitis, right? And that's going to look like red coins, red spots going on around, and we'll see that mostly up in the neck area, okay? And that's very similar to an atopic dermatitis, okay? It causes thick, scaly patches to occur. This, the status dermatitis, that's what we're going to see more in the joints, where we're flexing and extending joints, okay? So we have all these different things. You're going to see coin-shaped lesions. You'll see it over the course of somebody's wrist, little spots. You'll see it, of course, in the back. And there are people who are very covered in eczema, and they really don't know how to rid themselves of it. And they try all sorts of things, okay? They try different medications. You might try like a corticosteroid. Okay, that'll help calm the inflammation. Remember, it's external that the corticosteroid's working, so it'll calm the inflammation at the surface, but inside it's not fixing it. We have to get to the underlying problem. Corticosteroids are also bad because it's going to suppress the immune system. Not something we want to be using today, particularly with what's going on with the coronavirus. You know, you can use the PDE4 inhibitors, okay? But the problem with those is they're going to cause nausea and vomiting. You're going to get some GI upset. They're going to cause respiratory and urinary infections. Again, not something you want to be using during these times. And you say, so why are we talking about eczema? Well, we have two things here right now that medically they want to use to treat eczema, the corticosteroids and the PDE4 inhibitors. They're going to suppress the immune system. They're going to lead to respiratory problems or increase the risk of that. And that's why you don't want to be using them. You can look at calcineurin inhibitors, but they're going to cause hypertension, right? They're going to cause tremors, GI upset again, gastrointestinal upset, maybe some kidney toxicity, maybe some increase in blood sugar. Again, an increase in blood sugar can lead to more infectious and inflammatory processes. And then you have this Eucerin cream, right? That can cause some burning, some stinging, some redness, some irritation. And when you put that on there, it's not really doing what you want. Okay, you say, yeah, but short term it got rid of the signs and symptoms of the eczema. But we really want to get to that underlying cause. And so there's some things you can do naturally for eczema, okay, that'll really help. One is an oatmeal soak in the tub. And it's not so much about grabbing some quick oats and getting there. There's some really good oatmeal soaks that you can do. Get in on the tub and let the enzymes soak in there. And see, I use that E word, enzymes. Why? Because when you get some real oats, not the quick oats, because remember, quick oats have been rolled and processed and the enzymes are not active anymore. You want to get some real good oatmeal bath additives because they still have the active enzymes, which when you soak in it, what happens? It helps the healing process on the skin, on the surface. Okay, some coconut oil. When you put some coconut oil on, it helps to re-moisturize the skin, the outer layers here. And the coconut oil gets soaked in. It's really fantastic for that. And getting soaked in, it helps to get some essential fats back in the body, and it's protective. We can look at honey. Honey will be anti-inflammatory on the surface, not in the mouth, right? Because you don't want all the sugar. But on the surface, that helps to heal the inflammation that's going on as well. Helps to put some enzymes, some nutrients right there that are anti-inflammatory. You can look at tea tree oil or melaleuca. Give it a try. Please, please, please don't mail order for melaleuca. Don't go to the stores and buy it. When you say, oh look, I got this really inexpensive in the store. When you buy essential oils, if it's not from a reputable place, you're getting fillers. You're getting things that are not pure, and that can cause other problems. We use one brand of oils. We only use doTERRA. Why? Because Rosemont University, their testing came back as very consistent. That is consistent, batch to batch to batch. 0 additives and fillers, batch to batch to batch. And that's why we use that brand. But a real tea tree oil, when you use it, it might have over the eczema a little sting when it first goes on. You can dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil or some real coconut oil, which is really fantastic. But make sure it's pure. The bottom, I know on doTERRA, the bottom of every single bottle has a batch and lot number that you can look up and see where it came from, when it was produced, and the purity of it. The results are all there. Okay, make sure it's a really good oil. I can't stress that enough. There's so many fillers and stuff out there. The stuff that you see in the stores, it's, oh look, it's only $5. It's mostly filler, and usually with fragrance, not with essential oil in there. So please be careful what you're using. If you have any issues or questions about that, just contact our office. Amy's the expert on oils in our office with that, and so she'd be really great to contact for that. Okay, boost your immune power. Boost your immune power through foods. There are certain foods that you really need to stay away from. You need to stay away from the inflammatory foods. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and preach, don't eat carbs and sugar, but those are going to bring it out, because when we eat carbs and sugar, that depletes us of the B vitamins, okay? Really, the B complex is what we need to help with the underlying condition. Essential fats, we're not getting that in the carbs and the sugars, and it's depleting us more and making us more dehydrated as we try and process those in our digestive tract. So cut down if you can eliminate. Try and cut back on that. But what you want to do with foods, besides doing your best to eliminate the carbs and sugar, you want to eat the things that are pro-anti-inflammatory. Good fish, right? Like cold water fish, like salmon, mackerel, sardines are fantastic. The oily fishes. Leafy greens are really fantastic on this. Beans, lentils, these are wonderful things to eat to help us reduce the inflammation in our body and also help the eczema heal up as well. Okay, elimination diet is fantastic. What does that mean? Just eliminate everything. Well, no, we have to eat something. I would say eliminate most of what you're eating and then slowly bring things back and see what's going to cause that inflammatory response. And listen, growing up on the Jersey Shore, right, we see people on the beach that have this eczema. The salt water is great for it, but then all of a sudden it comes back. Why? Because you're not taking care of the underlying condition. It's so important to clean out, remember, epigenetics. Clean out what is causing the body to break out. Do that the best you can. Get rid of those topical things, because yeah, they might be controlling what's on the surface, but they're not healing the insides. It's about healing the inside. Gut health, gut repair is so important. This is where we need good probiotics. Let me explain how a probiotic works. We don't take a probiotic and it goes into our digestive tract and then wipes out everything that's there and boom, all of a sudden our digestive tract is healed. That's not what a probiotic does. We have upwards to 40,000 different microbes in our digestive tract. Okay, that's anywhere from 4 to 6 pounds of our body weight at any one time. It's quite a bit if you think about it, right? And so we have gut flora, which are the good ones, and what we call the pathogens, the bad ones that are in here. You're never going to get rid of them all, ever, ever. But the goal is to suppress the pathogens while improving and enhancing the gut flora. And how do we do this? We do this through diet. And so probiotics can help. Okay, there's some good yogurts. I like Stonyfield, that's one of my favorite, and Chobani. But make sure you're using plain yogurt. Don't get the ones with all the sugars and things and the berries added. Add your own stuff to it if you want to add your own berries, your own nuts, your own vanilla, your own cinnamon to it, or whatever else, nutmeg, pumpkin spice, things like that. Make sure you're getting the plain ones. Great probiotics. What the probiotic does in your body is it helps to suppress the pathogens so that your gut flora can rebuild itself. It's better usually, and I say usually, on an empty stomach as opposed to with food. But if your gut is in turmoil, you may have to take it with food until your gut gets healthy enough so you can take it by itself, because you might not like the response that you're going to get by taking the probiotics by themselves, because you're going to have this battle that's going in there. As you kill off the pathogens and the gut flora rebuild themselves, you may have some irritation and stuff from that as that goes on. So work with somebody good holistic provider like ourselves here at Shores Wellness Solutions to help you with that. It's just phenomenal how it can work and really benefit when you do it correctly. Also know that with probiotics, they need some type of dairy that they live on. Yes, dairy. And we're not a big proponent of milk. Stay away from cow's milk. That's made for baby cows. Takes a little 90-pound cow and brings up that 2,000-pound heifer, or well on its way. Try and stay away from cow's milk if you can. But then why can we get away with the yogurt? Well, we can get away with the yogurt because it's been processed by enzymes, and the milk sugars, the lactose, has been broken down, and so it makes it easier for our bodies to process. And that's why we can get away with that. We get away with some cheeses that have been processed through enzymes, the milk sugar is broken down, and our bodies can handle that better. And so probiotics, the same thing. We want to make sure we're getting a good source for it to live on. And I always recommend, I don't have it here with me, I always recommend Standard Process's ProSymbiotic. Why? Well, the ProSymbiotic has some great probiotics in there, but it also has prebiotic. It has food in there for the probiotic to eat while it's in your intestinal tract to really help nourish it and make it better. So many people are taking probiotics, and not that they don't need them, they're just not taking them correctly and not getting the full benefit that they could have with it. And so it's so important. Other things to rebuild the gut, right? Because why do we want to rebuild the gut? Well, 80% of our immune response occurs in the gut, neurotransmitters in the gut. And so we really, about 75% of those. So we really want to make sure that we're working on gut health and keeping it healthy and active through this and restoring the health of the gut so that our bodies heal. What happens with our gut? Over time, as we eat foods of commerce, we get this leaky gut. The cells from the gut are supposed to be nice, tightly packed. And what happens? As we eat foods of commerce, we start to get holes between these cells, and undigested food works its way through there. Yeah, we're talking minute, tiny particles, but that's irritants in our body when it gets in our lymphatic system, in our bloodstream. And those irritants now get in and create an inflammatory response. Well, one of the things that can happen is we get eczema. And eczema is on the skin, the body trying to get rid of these particles. And so when we work on fixing the gut, we get those cells back to where they need to be. We do a great gut reset here for that, which is just wonderful. It takes a few weeks, but it's wonderful at healing the gut. Okay, but it's so important to make sure we're doing that. You know, you can also do things with ginger, with fresh lemon, fresh ginger that is. You know, there's so many things that we can use for the healing of the gut, which really helps. Okra pepsin is another wonderful thing to help coat the gut enterically so that it can heal. So there's a lot that we can do, also a lot that we can help you with as well. All right, so let's bust some myths here. I'm going to take it back one. The other way. There we go. Okay, so some myths. Big myth, right, with eczema. Eczema is non-contagious, okay? If you have it, you can't give it to me. If I have it, I can't give it to you. It's not a contagious thing. It's from within inside. It's epigenetic. It's environmentally generated, and so we can't pass it on from one person to another. Another myth, you can't heal it from the outside in. Yes, the things that we mentioned earlier, you can take and you can see that irritation, that inflammation go down, but it's not healed. How do we know? Stop doing it and continue doing what you've been doing day to day, and you'll see it come back. But it can be contained, and so that's what we're here for, okay? If you have any questions, I lost my thing there. There we go. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Okay, you can contact us through our website, shoreswellnesssolutions.com. Got it. You can contact us through Facebook. Same thing, Shores Wellness Solutions at Facebook. You can contact us through our office at 586-445-8032. Look at that, good memory here, right? Okay, and so there's so many things that we can do and help with it. All right, I want to go over some protocols with you, real simple. You know, nutritionally, we start with Livoplex when we're working with someone with eczema, if that's the primary thing they want. Livoplex is think of it as a multivitamin for the liver. Liver is your body's main filter. We know it does about 550 different things. We estimate about 1,400 different things. But the Livoplex will go in, help the liver start to get healthy, start to help clear it out. And as we clear out the liver, what happens to the skin? Skin starts to clear. And so it's a great item to start with. We use Cataplex E. Cataplex E is really important at helping to restore skin and tissue healing. And so it's very important. Is it a vitamin E? Yes, but it's not D-alpha tocopherol. Those are all man-made. It is the full vitamin E complex, all 11 components in there. Yes, right, 11 components, not just one. We use black currant seed oil, okay? Cold press, really fantastic. Why? It helps to suppress the inflammation in the body, and it's wonderful. I'll tell you what, this black currant seed is a great product by Standard Process. I like to take one or two before every shift. But I will tell you, if you have students there, have them take one on the way to school. It'll bring their focus in. Why? Because that inflammation settles down in the brain and they can start to focus. It's a great product to really use. And of course, we like to use nature's best multivitamin, which is Catalin. The one stuff you buy in the stores or online, 1 to 2 days to process in the lab chemically. Catalin, 282 days from planting to harvesting to packaging that it takes to make the Catalin. Because why? It's just made up of 15 organically grown vegetables to help build this product that includes anything you can possibly think of naturally, not man-made stuff, all natural. And so these are some products that we use to really help with the eczema that people get. Clear out the liver, get some tissue healing going on, calm the inflammation, and of course support the body with all the nutrients that it needs. So here we are, okay? Not totally shut in yet, but we're here working for you. We're here to help you get through this. And those of you that have been experiencing some stress, or if you know someone that have been experiencing high levels of stress as we go through this time in the crisis of this epidemic, just know that we here, Dr. David, and of course my lovely wife Amy, we are here to help you through this situation. And so just remember, contact our office if you're interested in any of this. We have a video on here from earlier this week on Facebook about immune boosting. We'll be putting out another one today. We're trying to stay on top of things as product runs out because people want this, and it's really helping with the healing of our bodies. So it's just awesome. Dr. Dave here from Shores Wellness Solutions, the Natural Health and Wellness Center. And just remember, we want to be your inspiration for healthy living.